Welcome, Yoga Basics from the Moose Willow. Snow day, been snowing all night and all morning. Today's class, all about the hips. You need a bolster, a blanket or a towel, a strap, and 2 blocks. We are going to start, I gotta change this a little wiggity whack there. That ought to do. In Baddha Konasana. But with the blanket or the towel in front of your bolster or pillows or whatever you got. So ground down, find your sitting bones equally. Inhale, draw a big breath in. And then bring the soles of your feet down to the blanket. Wiggle around a little. Find both sitting bones again. Ground them down evenly. And inhale, grow tall. Exhale as you just kind of straighten your arms, gently put a little bit of pressure on your knees. You're not jamming them down, just like, oh, there's a direction you may be able to release to. And then close your eyes. Grow strong and tall with every inhale. And find a place that's holding on and let go on the exhale. If the seat begins to get uncomfortable, then you can bring your hands to your ankles and hang on there so it kind of pries your chest open, because you know the function of the asana is the breath, keeping the capacity for a full breath in your torso. And do 5 more breaths here. Take a little pause at the top of your inhale, just to recognize the spot you're going to let go of, and then begin the exhale. And let go, release, surrender, be gone with it. Of course, I lost count of how many breaths that was, but on your next exhale, bring your hands under your knees to bring your knees together. And you can bring your feet out in front and just give them a little shake out. We're going to come down onto your back. So starting with the soles of your feet on the floor. You press into your feet to lift your hips up, and you kind of lengthen, from the shoulders all the way down your spine, and then let your sacrum kind of land. And then those mini cat-cows upside down. So the exhales, tuck your tailbone all the way under. Inhales, lift it up, and like that little mouse could run underneath here. I mean the little leprechaun. St. Patrick's Day. A little leprechaun runs underneath as you inhale and arch. And then you squish all the little gold pieces in the pot as you exhale, squish it all down. 2 more of those. And then once you get back to neutral, inhale to lift your right leg up. And exhale, you're going to bend that knee so it comes to the outside of your ribs. Grab the outside edge of that foot. And stay. If you want to extend your left leg out, go for it. It's flexed and strong and pressing into the mat. Inhale brings it back to center. Exhale, release. Inhale up the other side. Exhale, bend at the knee. Grab the outside ledge. And stay. Hatha Yoga Nushasanam. Go on inside. Pay attention to yourself. And notice what's going on today. Without judgment, without attachment, without expectation. Find your tension. Exhale, let it go. What's holding you back from going further? Exhale, release it. If you wanted to extend that other leg, go for it. And notice what happens. Like my other leg didn't do so much. When I extend this right leg, this left goes. So I got to ease up. Come on out of there. Regain the integrity here and work on pressing this leg down more here. On your next inhale, grab the outside edge of your right leg and 5 breaths in Happy Baby. Think about it at the top, the pause at the top of the inhale. Exhale, release it on the exhale. It can be the same spot over and over, or you can pick somewhere new. Relax your jaw, give it a little wiggle. And then on an exhale, release your feet, return the soles of your feet to the floor. And then roll off to your side to press yourself up. And you need your bolster and the blocks. This is the old one where the bolster goes perpendicular on your mat. And you may want like a stack of blocks to start with. I haven't done this in a while, which means maybe you haven't been doing it, I don't know. But you take your foot, step over the bolster. The flank of your meat gets supported on the bolster. I've always been like particular about the 90 degrees in the front and the space between your foot and the bolster, which I don't know if you could see that. Right, I've always been particular about this, but the more and more I learn, maybe it's like not that important, but that's the alignment I go for. It's the choose your own journey kind of thing. I love that about yoga. And maybe you do it one way, you try it another way. You see that it hurts somewhere or something, I don't know. So, however you want to do your front leg. Inhale, grow tall. This back leg doesn't have to be straight. It can just be hanging out here, no problemo. So this is like intense in its own right. And you're going to press into both sides of the bolster. Inhale, find length in your spine. And bring your shoulders back. Little by little. Every inhale grows you. Every exhale, maybe you settle in. And then, on an inhale, grow even taller. Exhale, come forward. Any amount. And you can do this in waves too, so stop. I mean, it's all probably pretty tight and congested in there. Stop. Inhale, grow. Exhale, keep the capacity in your torso as you exhale, lower. Inhale, grow. Exhale, what can you release to go lower? Inhale, grow. Pause at the top, scan yourself, pick a point. Exhale, release. Keep going until you can go no further. And then stack the blocks however that works to allow your forehead to rest. Wiggle your jaw and relax it. This is intense for everybody. This is one of those prayatna shatilinanta samapatibhyam. The intensity never ends. You're always at your edge, and this is a tight spot for us. So relax, relax. Let go, surrender, release, relax. And then you'll find, after a few breaths, maybe you can go deeper. Maybe. You don't have to. There's like no finish line here. Because the only thing that happens when you go deeper is the intensity intensifies and you have to get it under control again. That's okay because it doesn't kill you. This is practicing sitting in discomfort and using your breath to be a-okay And eventually, you're just fine there. And you can go to the next level. Over and over and over and over and over again. Inhale really gently. Press yourself up. All the way back to your shoulders over your hips. After your next big inhale, exhale, release that side. Gently. And switch. So do all the things to set yourself up. Your flank is mostly supported on the bolster. Maybe you want 2 bolsters. Maybe you don't even want a bolster, just a blanket or nothing. And then this leg's, like I said, it can just be pinwheeled back. But as you're moving it into straighter and straighter, it's going to do an internal rotation, like when you send that block pez backwards. So you kind of think about that. And then hands come to the bolster, shoulders lift, spine extends on the inhale. Soften your jaw, give it a wiggle. After your next inhale, exhale gently brings you forward, and you're going to go in stages. At your pause, you inhale to grow. Scan yourself, pick a spot, exhale, release there. You have so much access to yourself. I had no idea before I practiced yoga that you could control all of this by your own self. So inhale, pick a spot. Exhale, let it go with your own brain, affecting your own nervous system that affects your musculoskeletal system. And keep practicing the control you have over that. Maybe you get to a spot and you want to rest your head there. And you keep practicing. Scan, discover, get to know, no judgment. See if you can release. What's working out, what's not. Pick one, let go. And after you relax into that, maybe you're invited to go a little deeper, where the intensity just gets intensier. On an inhale, press yourself up and out of there. Hands come all the way back to the bolster, shoulders high. And exhale, gently swing that other leg around the front. You're going to stay using your bolster, so sitting on it with both sitting bones. And you might find that you also want a block or something to even make you higher. You'll find out. So start with both legs out in front. So you want to get back far enough on the bolster that not just your sitting bones, but the top portion of your thigh is supported too. Flex the feet. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, forward fold. Same thing in waves. You go to a limit, a healthy, safe limit. Inhale, grow there. Where can I let go of to exhale? Let me go further. I'm going to do that again. And at some point, I won't be able to go further today. And I say, all right, partner, great work. Let's go here and settle in. So I relax my jaw, give it a little wiggle. Check in on the tension in my shoulders, head and neck, let it go. Pay attention to the thoughts that come up. Say, oh, how curious, that's what's on my brain today. And then return my focus and attention to my breath. Inhale, come on up and out of there. And then bring the soles of your feet, a couple of this many inches in front. Maybe, I don't know, a good distance. Your ankles are in front of your knees. And then press firmly into all four corners of your feet. So maybe when you landed here, your natural tendency was to have most of the weight out here on the outside. So no different than when we're on all fours and you can concentrate on the index finger and the thumb. Really focus this whole sequence on the mound of your big toe and the inner line of your foot. So right now, that's just the work, pressing down the mound of the big toe, the inner line of the foot. And then there's probably some tension building in the top of your quads, your hip flexors. So just being in this position with your shoulders over your hips, that's where you're looking to let go while you keep the foundation in your feet. Keep doing it. Let go. One more time. And then you can walk your feet back in a little bit further. If this gets weird and you can't keep the capacity here and you shrink a little, then no problemo. Just stack yourself higher. I might do a little of both. So this also you gotta work on your stability while you're up here on a block and a bolster. So now your feet are kind of not quite to the bolster, just this far away. Now, your feet might have a tendency to splay out, and that's okay. As you're doing that, as we're working on the inside edge of the foot, the inside edge, little by little, see if you can't start getting your feet to line up. And so as soon, like I do that, and my knees buckle in, so I gotta come in, ground down, open here, then grow my shoulders over my hips, and let go somewhere in here while I'm still working really intensely in the feet. And I'm deliberate about my knees not being in here or all the way out there, just right over my ankles. And then on an exhale, you can release that. Slide your heels all the way to the bolster. I'm going to do this one without the block, but. So for me at this level, I want to splay out. So I got to really rein these puppies in, ground down the mound of the big toe, take my knees and put them back out. So you're stacking knees over ankles, ground down in the sitting bones. Inhale, grow tall. I'm actually going to press into the bolster and come forward a little bit more to where I almost lose the sensation in my heels. Then I'm going to stay here and ground down my heels and my big toe. And exhale to release wherever I can in the hips and the shoulders. And the jaw. And then on my next exhale, I relax. Last round of these. You're going to come forward into a squat if you want to use the blocks. Awesome. If you want to stay on the bolster and just creep towards the edge, that's awesome. If you want to lift off the bolster and come on down. So clearly at this level, my feet are not where I want them to eventually be, but this is where I am. So I might come back and forth a little to get them a little bit straighter. But that's really tough for me to then get full capacity. So I'm going to use my blocks and press up from here. Maybe walk forward and then allow me to deeply sink. And then from this one, On an inhale, come all the way up to stand. Then give it a gentle sway out. Awesome. Come on back down to the mat. This time you'll need your strap and a bolster. I'll show you this way. This is when the strap gets to be the big loop. Today, since we're focusing primarily on let go, release, relax, after last week's full moon, you're going to take the strap behind your back, underneath your armpits there, and then it's going to go under the sole of your right foot. You want the buckle handy so you can adjust it. And then sole of your left foot comes to the floor. As you inhale to lift, oops, too close. And right, today is about the hips. So even if you have a little bend in your knees, that's okay. Allow your leg to come back any amount. Like I'm going to pick my leg up here, press my thumbs into the hip crease, and push it out and away. And then rebend my knee because I'm a hyperextender. And get to where I'm moderately uncomfortable. Your arms can come out to the side, palms face down, or up, or cactuses. And then, of course, your left leg, if you want to extend it, the foot stays flexed. And you're pressing it like it probably feels like it's up here. And you're gently, over time, straightening her out, pressing through the mound of the big toe, even here, on both feet. And then on the exhales, Hatha Yoga Nushasanam. Next exhale, you may have to come up to release the buckle a little bit here. Maybe not. We're all a little different. You're going to turn your toes right over to your shoulder and then send this leg. I need to release. To the bolster. Sometimes you got to pop that puppy up in order to support you. And you want it to support you for today. You want to open this, let this hip relax, release. If it feels better to have your sole of your foot on the floor, keep it there. Extend. Open it. Final one. Slide the sole of your foot back to the floor. On an inhale, let your leg come back up to center and bring the bolster all the way to the other side, because you can bend this knee or keep it straight, whatever you want to do with that leg, but the exhale is going to bring your leg all the way to the other side. You're aiming to keep that shoulder on the ground. I'm nowhere near it today. But that's my work, is every inhale I grow in the spine. Exhale, try to let that right shoulder descend any amount. You can keep your gaze up at the ceiling. You can turn it in either direction. On an inhale, bring your hands back to center. Bring your leg back to center. And then as you exhale, switch sides. Same deal. Left side. I talk less. You go in and see what's going on. Notice. No judgment. Just seeing what's up for you today. Extend that leg if you want. You can put your thumb in that crease and just roll your leg out and press it away. On your next exhale, send it out to the side. On your next inhale, it comes up to center and the bolster comes back the other way. And exhale all the way across. On your next inhale, come on back up to center. And exhale, loosen your belt as you release all the way back down. Stay there on your back. Back to square one, but this time, inhale, lift both knees off the floor. Extend both legs all the way up. And then exhale as you bend in both knees. Reach for the outside edge of both feet. Your second happy baby. And you can rock back and forth or wibble wobble, whatever feels like you want to do it. But then make your movements less gross, more subtle, from the sthula to the sukshma. And settle in. On an exhale, release your feet from the air. Bring the soles of your feet together on the ground, Baddha Konasana. Like we started, but this time recline, Supta Baddha Konasana. And just bring your attention to your hips. You can even support your thighs. So on an inhale here, just press into the outside edge of your feet, get long in the spine, and then do a little tiny tuck under of your pelvis, and then land it again. And then as your knees come to the outside, there will be a natural arch in your back for the little leprechaun. But 5 breaths here. Inhale, bring those knees up together. And exhale, extend them both. Let the feet flop out. Cactuses, or they can come by your side. And 5 breaths here. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth and relax your jaw. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, circle the wrists and ankles, bend the knees and elbows, reach overhead, bend to the yawn. into your chest. Here's your arm as I take a pause and check in with yourself. Notice all the things. And then as you're ready, continue to roll. Press yourself up. Come to a comfortable seat. And we'll finish together. Your hands can come into your chest, but they don't have to. You can have them by your side. Close your eyes if you like. Inhale, fill it all up. Exhale the big sigh. Inhale, fill it up again. Exhale like you're blowing out a straw. Inhale one more time. Exhale out your nose on your own as you bow your head to your heart. And thank yourself for showing up for healthy hips on this St. Patrick's Day morning. And know that the light, my Buddhi, my smokeless flame that lives in the cave of my heart, that represents my divinity, honors the same light in each and every one of you. I really miss seeing you. Hope that you're all well. Namaste.